And welcome to a live episode of Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
Emily.
And today we're joined by Jeff and Rachel, the Cruise family themselves, as you saw in the intro and the new vlog. They are basically like our brother and sister of this cruise. That's half the reason we go, is because we all get to go together and have this community. So thank you, like always, for coming on to talk about the cruise and talk about AW Grand Slam tonight.
Thank you so much for having us.
Oh shit! Oh, we're sorry. There's no phone.
Rachel's
Oh, it's
got
a
her
little
phone
bit of-
going.
I thought it was me.
I was going to say it's like a
It's
radio
usually what I
delay.
do.
I hear myself.
I know it happens. It
A
happens.
little echo.
Too bad it's the most obnoxious voice in the world to hear a second time. No, I'm just kidding. I got a face
Yes.
for radio.
So, what was you guys' thoughts on the cruise this year?
I think it was my favorite one. I know the second one had dynamite and I was going to have a special place in my heart, but I think the community of this one, and I think just the fact that we all get to spend almost the entire vacation together and do everything together, it made this one a little bit more special for me.
Agreed. I thought so too. This one's definitely it's kind of a 1-2, you can kind of go either way. Like I said, either this one or two, I think would be my tops.
For sure.
It definitely is an awesome experience. What about you, Rachel and Em? What are your thoughts on this cruise and thoughts on the vacation we had?
Okay, so first of all, I did not realize this until after the cruise, but I do not have any pictures with Will Ospreay. No. I know, right? That's what I said. And I talked to him on this last cruise. I talked to him about his kid. And I don't have any pictures. Like, I didn't realize that until we got home, and I'm like, wow, like I have no, and he has pictures with everybody. He was the best. He is the MVP of that cruise. I'm telling you.
Him and Harley. Harley, and
Yes.
Bill. My tie.
Yes.
Bill, Tony was good. I mean, there was several.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get one with Truth. I only got one with Turbo. I realized that way home when I was like, Jeff got them both, and every time I just saw Truth, he was going somewhere. Or he was with, I think, his daughter. He was with someone. I was like, I don't really want to bother him right now. And then I saw Turbo everywhere, so that's when I got Turbo, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna get a quick picture with him, talk to him, and then in the meet and greet, I was like, I don't want to push that boundary yet.
Yeah.
Sarah suggests we Photoshop something. We could Photoshop something. I'm sure we could.
Well, yeah, because I'm bummed out because we didn't get one. I wanted to get one with Oliver and Will. Because gosh, man, their costumes are always just top notch.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, even I saw them, I'm like, oh, one time I dress up and do all this stuff. You and I do all this, and it's like you guys do it too, and it's like you guys are you're the best at it. So kudos. It's like every time.
It's like we go to Comic-Con, you'll see like, oh, that's a really cool Deadpool. It's like someone in Deadpool, and then you'll see like someone who has like a $15,000, like they've sewn it together piece by piece. It's like movie authentic Deadpool full armor. You're like, man. And the cosplay community, I think Haley, Oliver, Will, and Rachel, I think they're definitely the ones who put the hard work into I always tell the story every time we saw Haley, as Becky, we had to break Cam's heart that wasn't really Becky Lynch on the second cruise. That her name is Haley. She's a great lady. Unfortunately, it's not Becky.
A heart that was worse to break. Jake Hager.
Oh yeah.
Can I get a picture with you? Yeah. I'm sorry, not you. I meant her.
You really snubbed Hager.
I could have just said yes and done both. I don't know why I said no.
I feel like everyone got a picture with Hager at some point.
I did have one already, at least one. But I just realized, unless it's on your phone, I don't have either Outrunner by myself or with Cam or you.
I only got Turbo when he was walking by because he was like, I like your mustache. I was like, yeah, I'm dressed up as you. And he goes, all right, I dig it.
I bumped into Truth and I gave him I was coming back from our room and I had just grabbed stickers. So I gave him one of our podcast stickers and I thanked him for following us and sharing our stuff. And I like nerded out for a moment. But whoever he was with, she was like, he actually loves stickers. And she was like really sweet. And I was like, oh, he made my drunk ass feel a little better.
Yeah.
That was when Emily had too many sex on the beaches with nothing to eat.
Hey, I nerded out whenever you and Harley Quinn got together.
Yeah, we had the makeup going.
I was like, oh my God.
So
I wanted to cry and
It
I
was-
didn't. It's
it
the
was-
one time I was like so proud of myself for not crying.
You're like, oh my God. I know. Yes, it was great. I loved it.
Ernest picked up Spencer, put him on his shoulder. That was great down in the atrium.
Oh,
That was a great shot. Sarah, you'll have to send it in the group. I don't know if Emily saw it. That was a great one.
I haven't seen it.
The Harley one came together really cool too, because so I saw her walking by. She was getting ready to go. I think she was getting ready to go meet Nick and a couple other people. Nick Nemeth, a couple of people, I think, to grab a drink or go to the next thing. And I happened to walk out and I saw her. I'm like, hey, I don't mean to bother you. And she kind of got a little, I'm like, oh no, my wife is dressed as you. And she just really wants to get a picture. And she turned around and I don't know who popped bigger, Harley or Emily. Because as soon as Harley saw that Emily was Harley Cat, she's like, oh my God, you look so great.
Yeah.
Emily
Yep,
just
I
like
was
turned
there
into
for
mush,
that.
like, thank you. That made my cruise, seeing Emily and her just like nerd out together.
I had my cam
Oh.
moment.
Yes. Yes, you did. You were exactly right. You did. Yes.
Ugh.
I know,
It
and Jeff
was
and I were watching
amazing.
the whole thing. We're like, yeah, it happened.
And then
they were
after the
both-
cruise, he pointed out no one else dressed as Harley.
No.
We had time,
Mm-mm.
people. We had time. We got Soraya and Harley down, and I'm so damn proud of us because we never
I have
dressed
no
up.
picture of me dressed as Soraya.
That's how you
I
do it.
barely took pictures of myself that night either.
Mm-hmm.
Next year we know. And
That's what's hard. I found out, like I was telling
New
a couple
me.
people, there was a lot of ragers that I didn't get pictures with. When I was putting together the intro and the vlog. I'm like, wow. But it goes so fast. And I think that's a good next point is it goes so fast. Like you think, all right, 4 days, this is gonna be a long 4 days, but like then you blink and you're like, oh, it's the last night. Like, wow, the main event's tonight. And it's insane
Yep.
how fast it goes. But I'm kind of glad there's a little lapse in this next one. A lot of people are mad, but I like this build up because I think it gives you a chance to get excited for it again.
Yes.
Kind of gives you a
agreed.
chance to miss it.
I
Yeah,
think
and they
it
can really build it.
yeah, I think that this time frame
Frank, my brother.
well, you guys did a tag team so well. I think that instead of
Agreed.
me doing this with Josh, because I definitely don't have the hair. I mean, we've been trying to do Legion of Doom for quite some time, and I'm
Well,
willing. We have time to put together costumes. I talked with the queen of cosplay herself, Haley, on how she
My
did
only
Ripley.
thing is, yeah, I just got to figure out how to get shoulder pads through TSA because that's the thing. I can
That's
get the
what I was
shoulder pads
thinking.
and I can print the spikes. Like I can print the spikes and I can get there's a material. It's like a flexi material, so that way they're not like jagged or anything, so you're not stabbing yourself.
Right.
But yeah,
Well,
I'd
you
love to-
probably shouldn't be bringing anything
Well,
in
he-
TSA.
Well, because I would be animal, and then you'd be Hawk.
And we
if
could
we did
always
LOD.
just screw in the spikes so
Yeah,
we
tuck
could
it in
pack
there, Mike.
them and they'd probably look like something else on TSA, but we could just put them in our check bag.
Worst case scenario, it can be, we have plenty of time. I'll mail it to the hotel we're going to ahead of time. I did that for the Walking Dead cruise. I was going to mail down the baseball bat, and we had to mail that stuff back and forth. So I've heard people mail stuff down or order it and have it delivered to the hotel. So
Well, if not, we could just do like paint and trunks, just like the black
Thank you,
pants
Gary.
trunks
Appreciate it.
and something.
Yeah, but if you guys,
I mean-
again, I don't have the hair for that. You guys definitely pulled off an amazing tag team
I
this
was
year.
all we have to do is get some black tights and get
It
some
was
red
good.
stripes on them, and
That's what I mean. And even
Yeah.
as long as you got the paint and the haircuts, which we can do that.
Yeah.
it'll
was
be
good.
interesting to do the hair that way. But I'm gonna have to just go bald right when we get back for the crew.
Yep. My mustache went off right when we got back. The hair's still
Mhm.
here.
Oh, he's still
Oh, yeah.
rocking his.
I'm still rocking, but I
I
got the
saw
growth.
that.
I got the growth underneath now. I just got the Hollywood Hogan going. I got the blonde stash and the black undergrowth. Oh
I'm
boy.
blonde, black, and gray. Black, a little. So, actually, quite a few people have been like, "I kind of like your hair like that." I'm like, I don't know about all that. We'll see, but
I give Evo Foam. That's another good one. That's really easy to cut. I'm just not really good with an X-Acto knife, so that'd be Emily's job on that one. I'd slice my thumb off, knowing my luck.
And like
There
the
you
best
go.
part about that too is that we do have conventions that we go to where they would be appreciated if we put them on. So it's not like we'd be making them for just one thing because especially if we did that at WrestleCade, like I don't know. We met Animal at a convention and it was everything. And I hate that we don't have a picture with him.
Yeah, I think we just talked about the not getting pictures of Ragers I think half an hour at least, not to be that half an hour at least conversation. We talked about the original All In, and I remember him being so excited. He's like, "Oh, All In 2's coming again. They want to do this again." And he's telling Emily stories about the road. He's telling Emily stories about Hawk and Japan, and then he talks about how he met Vader over in Japan, and he was just so drunk off his ass. And Vader was yelling at someone, and he had to yell back at Vader, and it was just cool to listen to. And then afterwards, he walked away, and I was like, "Damn, we didn't get a picture." And then a few months later, he would end up unfortunately passing. I'm like, "Damn it!" Like, that's my one. I'm like, but it's like, I feel like that interaction. I didn't get a picture, but we always have that cool moment where we got to talk to him, and he nerded out about his wrestling story. The fact that two people our age were appreciative of his work, because I've always been. And I told him, LOD is what got me into wrestling. Seeing they come out at SummerSlam on the Harleys.
I was a fan of them.
I was like, yep, that's who I like. And then Paul Ellering, I mean, great manager with them. And then shame how they didn't have the best run in WWE, WWF. But, growing up watching their run on YouTube and NWA and around Japan, you're like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
They were so good.
Took some names.
And who didn't copy their finisher in a pool? I guarantee you did, Jeff, in a pool. You definitely put someone on a shoulder and give them a doomsday device. I know I did.
Of course. Well, and speaking of like legends too, Cam's the pictures we got of Liger were awesome.
That was a great one.
Because Cam's just no selling freaking Orange Cassidy, and freaking Liger's got him all hugged up too. It's great. And you can see through Liger's mask, he's smiling fucking huge too. So it's pretty awesome.
I love that. Like, I just kind of get so used to how great of a child he is that I forget how great of a kid he really is. So to get him out in situations that we're around a bunch of people and he's just calm, collected, awesome, just sitting there at Hell's Kitchen. He's just sitting there completely fine. And I was just so proud in that moment. And then I go back through pictures and I didn't even know he did that with Liger. So to see that, that's when I was like,
that's why that's why I had a shit-eating grin on my face, because I'm looking over and I can see Liger hugging him and I can just see the thumb. I couldn't see his face, but I could see his thumb. I'm like, he's giving the Cassidy thumbs up right now. This little shit, I love it.
Oozing charisma at 11 years old. Can we slow down just a little bit?
Yeah, that was my first Legends before on the cruise.
That is our first Legends we've paid for. It was well worth it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was good. We had a good time, yes.
And I think that's what I love about the cruise too. You really only have to pay for one meet and greet if you want. Right? Like getting to meet Bull Nakano for free, getting to meet Nigel for free.
Oh, that was
everyone
awesome.
In the Legends and the autograph session. Like, actually bought the frame. I just haven't hung up the new poster, but we all had a great autograph session. We met everyone in that second autograph session, and
that was my first autograph session that I ever been to.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually it's Jeff running around, and usually I see Jeff running around with a poster and get the quick picture.
How did you the line waiting sucks, but how was the actual experience?
Okay, so this is my thought. First of all, if it says autograph, can you get the pictures or are you not supposed to get the pictures? All of the wrestlers were great about it. Nobody said no. They all did it.
It's 6
man. Yes, 6 man. They were great about it. But which one is it? It needs to be written down, structured. You know what I'm saying? So that, however, going through the lines was not bad. I thought it went fast regardless. And then my favorite one was, who was the guy with the mask on?
Oh, Bandito.
Is that it? There was a blind lady that was there with her friend.
No, that was Commander.
And she wanted to fill his face.
I don't know her name, but she's been on at least 5 or 6 of the cruises.
Her and her daughter, they're always on there.
Yes. Yep. And he came out and let her, feel it and everything. And I was like, I know, I started crying right there. Fucking teardrops. So I'm like, really, Rachel?
That was a cool moment.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, dude, now that's awesome. She's getting the real life, picture for her,
that's awesome
of him. So that,
and it's the cruise. Cool. The cruise is different. We're all of us, even the wrestlers, we're all family, right. For those 5 days. It doesn't matter how much money you make. like we're all partying, having fun, and loving wrestling. So
It's
it was good.
Everything that we all love and enjoy. It's that type of a crowd. We were talking about it last week, I think, with Brian.
Yep.
Where I forget that the casual fans are at the wrestling shows, but the hard fans that
Hardcore, not hard. Don't say hard.
Sorry, the hardcore fans are the ones that are at the cruise. Like we're the ones that are there for the wrestling. We're there for the entertainment of everything. We already know the storylines going into this for the most part.
You can say the obsessive fans. It's okay.
Yeah, like we know what's going on in wrestling.
Yes.
And we care about every aspect of this.
We watch it weekly, yes.
I would say, you know how they call the AEW fans the sickos based on how nobody fucking washy this year. We were all a bunch of sickos on this cruise. I think that's my only, if I had any complaints, and they're very minor. One, I agree with you, Jeff. I put on the survey, 6-man should control the lines, not Norwegian, for confusion. And also, they need to enforce the washy more. I saw too many people walk right by the sanitizers, and I'll say it, the tall guy in the Spinnaker bathroom coming out of the stall and just walking right out. Cam looking at me. I'm like, yep, he's gross.
Cam told me every time he came back from the bathroom, which was like every 30 minutes, like
it was.
They didn't wash their hands.
And then you wonder why we got COVID.
That's I think the only, and it's not just wrestling cues. I think some people just forgot 6 years ago. There's a reason why it spread like wildfire. But, it takes 2 seconds. I actually like when they're like washy, happy, and they sing a song or.
Yes, that's
me too.
You get songs.
I like the sanitizer.
Yeah.
I wasn't even eating and I was getting it. I was like, going through the buffet because we got the wrong side of the boat.
Yeah.
So
no.
Okay, I'm walking by the washy guy, not even going inside. Just go ahead and give it to me.
Sarah, I am a snob about it. It's because you're not that kind of a fan. You're willing to listen.
That's the other thing. You do have people like Sarah,
or you'll just watch. You don't ask us questions.
Who are tag-alongs with a group of friends, but it becomes their family reunion. I know Sarah comes back, and sorry for putting words in your mouth, but she told us that she comes back because of Matt and Caitlin and everyone else. And I like that you get to see people. I mean, there's still some casuals like Dawn, who she started as a casual, now she's just as big a fan as her son Wes.
Yeah,
like it's awesome to see everyone kind of being the community, and that's why we love this show and love this podcast. That's why we started this podcast, because we want to keep this community alive. I mean, we got to make friendships life, and we get to make friends with you guys for the moment. Cam met Darby, and we're like, oh my god, you were just as happy in the picture to 4 cruises later, staying at the same hotels, partying at the same time. Like that's what I think I look forward to the most. Like the talent could literally be AEW Dark 2.0, and there's not one main eventer on there, and I'll still have a blast on that cruise every single time.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Without a doubt on that.
I think that more importantly than the talent this year, I forgot to go on why I enjoyed the cruise so much. It wasn't just the talent. It was like everything. Every time a guest at my work is like, hey, how was your vacation? I'm like, it was amazing. I just got to be with my friends and family for like a whole week. And I think that was the best part, was just being able to be with everybody and just, it's just so cheesy, but I dragged so great.
AJ out more. I made AJ hang out with us more because last year they weren't feeling as good. Seasickness this year, it was a lot easier on them because it wasn't as rough. So they got to hang out, watch more wrestling, and it was nice. Him all going to the port together because I made sure I got my passport fixed. So all of us going to the lazy river and exploring that beautiful, best port, I think, of all the cruises I've been on. That's the best port.
I didn't like the lazy river, but yes, agreed.
I liked the lazy river.
Spiders.
I didn't like the hairy walls.
The Harry Walls. Harry Walls sounds like the worst detective name ever. Harry Walls.
That's one of my big things. I love the cruise because you get to see, as a parent, like kids grow. Like we've seen Camden the last 5 years, and now we got Spencer and Nero. Like
we saw Donnie go from like 13 to he's gonna be 21 by the time the 7th cruise goes.
Exactly. Like that's pretty cool to see them all, and you're still involved in it, and you still like it and enjoy it. Like it's pretty nice. I like it. I love the cruise.
I think we're talking about we want to do all in this year, well not this year, but for 2026. I'm gonna figure out a way to make both happen. If I don't care if we have to do another interior room for the cruise. And I feel like that's the vacation I look forward to the most every year, just because like Emily said, just getting to the hotel, hanging out with you guys, then getting on the boat together and just having fun the entire time and just doing whatever you want to do that day. There's not like, oh my God, we have to do this, this, and this. It's, oh, I want to go check out, this show, or I want to go check out Hot Dam, or, I want to go check out Downstate, and I want to go. That's what I like, is there's so much to do. And I used to think, man, I can't believe they stack so much together. But now I realized why they do it. Because if they had everything blocked off, you'd never be able to sit anywhere. Look at Nigel. There was nothing around it. So we had a hard time getting into Nigel the second time. But when they have things staggered, people pick and choose which events. So you get a chance to, we went to Downstate at 1 a.m. There was like nobody there until like the second song. Yeah. So that was cool. And I think I like the line of events. Ending with Guardians every night's fun. I do miss Rubik's Cube. I'm not going to lie. I think I mix Rubik's Cube too. I wish they'd mix it up. I love Rich Ward. I love Guardians, but the presentation of Rubik's Cube, him coming out in the Moon Man outfit, and then the way she said, maybe a joint venture, maybe Rubik's Cube and Guardians together, like one big concert. That'd be fun.
Well, what about maybe flopping years and doing Rubik's Cube 1 and then switching to Guardians and kind of changing it up, because you do get that different song selection and stuff. And like I said, the presentation and show is different too.
I'm just hoping that next year I have to pick and choose between The Undone and someone else.
Yeah, we got to get The Undone.
Cool.
That's my goal this year. I put him in the survey too.
I put him on there.
And I also asked Brian too. I said, hey, let me know when the album comes out this year for everyone listening. If they have codes that we can, purchase for the show, that we can do some giveaways for them to give their album out. Obviously, support them. Make sure they get the money for their hard work. Because he sends me snaps to him going to the studio. Him and Miller and Seth and Max are in that studio pretty much every single weekend, spending hours laying down tracks. So our boys are working hard to get this out, and I'm excited for them. And that's another thing is he gets to help build his brand on this cruise and get more people to listen to him. And you had Spencer, get a shirt. You had Matt and Sarah, all them shirts.
You guys got yours.
Yeah, bracelets,
yeah. Shirts and bracelets, and yep.
So his shirts are going. It's cool. The shirts are going all across the country for him. And I remember last year he papered every single door with his little flyer, and
people knew who he was this year. That's a big deal. Like, as a musician, that's exciting.
Yes, agreed.
I think so. So I think to wrap up the cruise and get to Grand Slam, I'll ask if you could change one thing. It doesn't have to be a negative or positive situation. But if you could change one thing, like add something to the cruise, like an activity, or just change something about the cruise, what would you change, or what would you want to add for like another cruise?
Well, here's what I wanted to throw out there for everybody. So for Emily and Coco, especially, I did put in there about crepes.
I put in crepes too.
They tried to kind of like it. Honestly, there wasn't really a section to put it. So I did it, I think, at the very end when it said you could put extra stuff. And I put, they had crepes every cruise at nighttime. They said they were going to have them, but they never had them any night. And, I had several people, friends and stuff asking. And every night they're like, hey, we're going to have them at night. We're going to have them at night. And they never did. So I did throw that in my survey.
Nice. I like it. What about you, Rachel? Is there an activity, like, I'd love for them to do this? Or is there something you would change about what do you think?
Well, first of all, I wish I would have got a picture with Will Ospreay. Damn it.
We're going to have to find a meet and greet for Rachel around your area.
I'm telling you. I think that, I think the washy, people need to understand that, hygiene is a big plus, and that's why people get sick. You can't blame it on that.
Maybe put more sanitizers out.
Yes, more sanitizers is a big one. And I think that Harley Quinn, with all of her Cameron, sorry, I always fuck that up. Harley Cameron, with all of her things that she can do, I think she needs to show by herself again.
Like a one-woman show?
Yes.
She could do an hour.
Yes, easily.
Well, if they were able, they got several people that could do music shows for them.
What do you think? What would be your one thing?
My thing was,
I agree.
Exactly. So there's always a day where there's not a whole lot going on, which is nice to recuperate and just kind of chill. But also they could sprinkle in more talent, showing us their talent. We know you can wrestle. did we all know Harley had all of that hiding? No, we didn't.
I knew because of QTV.
But
A
like
little bit of it.
a lot of
yes.
things.
Dreamkillist?
Huh?
I mean,
Dreamkillist?
like with Swerve perform, that was fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like Swerve performing, Harley performing, Marco got to
Max
perform
Caster.
1 year, Max Caster.
I mean, Nigel's Magic was a nice touch.
I think Austin
That was
Gunn
good.
performed, and Cam knew more of the
Yes.
songs than we did.
Well, he did karaoke.
No, he did a
He did
set.
something too. He helped with a set from somebody.
Because I was like, how do you know these songs? And he's like, Grammy's Alexa.
Oh, I think I put on the survey. And I thought that Wrestling Jeopardy. I think they should do one of the events. It's how they did. Are you smarter than a? I think they should do Wrestling Jeopardy,
Okay.
where a 6-man
That'd be
host it.
interesting.
Maybe have like 2 wrestlers and 2 fans on the panel, and then just have categories like, 1980s NWA, or like just random categories, obviously with the progressive piece, because there's so many people who know old school wrestling. There's so many people who know new school, and it could be something crazy, like a crazy category, like, craziest wardrobe of the 90s. You could be like, oh my God, Sable handprint bra, like for 500, like 5.
I gotcha. That'd be
I have a
interesting.
great idea.
What's that?
I'm going to put a contest together, Cruising with Kayfabe bingo contest. I'm going to lay out a bingo card set, pass them out. You got to take a selfie with certain wrestlers that are going to be on board. So it'll be like a late, obviously I won't be able to do it until the very close end, but you got to send us the bingo card selfie saying that
Almost
you
like
got
a
bingo.
scavenger hunt bingo thing type.
Interesting.
That'd be fun. And it would get us all to mark out more. I think there's nothing wrong with getting pictures with people that you're fans of. I think that builds so much more for you, and it builds something for them as well. For you to go home and tell friends about this great experience you had with a wrestler, that's going to push them to look into that wrestler too.
And, there's a lot of people who say like, oh, don't be like off the internet, on the internet. Like I saw a couple of independent wrestlers posting the comment threads on this. Like, I was told not to be a mark, not take the pictures. I look at it as we all paid the same price to be on this boat. You're a fan of these wrestlers. You're a fan of the performers on the boat. You can be a fan, and there's just a difference between don't be over the top and don't be creepy, but you can still be a fan and appreciative, and you can be the
I think
mark.
it was good this year.
I think, yeah, I think people think the term mark is not like derogatory, but I mean, realistically, we're all marks. I mean, we're all marks for ourselves. We're all marks for it. I just think it's like anything else. There's different levels. Yeah, and
We're all exactly different degrees of marks because we're all on the cruise anyway. So,
like like me personally, I'm not gonna be in the hallway with a bunch of stuff to sign. But I mean,
Despite having it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't mind people. I don't mind people who do, because I know wrestlers like don't mind. I just personally, that's not me, but I don't mind like having a conversation like we've always talked about. Like I think that's my best moments are, talking to Vincent and Dutch, and Vincent stopped dead what he was saying because Dutch was talking, and he was talking about like Ring of Honor, and I was talking about how we were the original Kingdom and everything.
Mhm.
And then Vince stops and he just looks right at me and he goes, "Dude, I like your hair." Like completely threw me off from what I was thinking or gonna say to him. But he turned the whole conversation. He's like, "Yeah, I'm like, the guy with the coolest dreads in the business is telling me he likes my hair. Okay, he's just being nice." But
I told him that I always look forward to their fuckery. I was like, not in that way, but I was like, I don't mean this to be offensive, but I really look forward to the next thing that you guys are going to do because it's so fucked up and so awesome.
That's why I was like,
and they took it as a huge compliment.
Well,
so.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell
after
yeah.
I said
Oh, hell
shenanigans,
yeah.
Chief, you mean shenanigans? And nobody got the reference. I was sad.
I still don't.
It's Farva. It's shenanigans.
Yes.
You mean shenanigans? Because everyone called me Farva on the cruise. Like 3 people called me Farva. I was like, really?
Who is that?
It's the annoying
Super
one from Super
Troopers.
Troopers. Can I get a
Tell
leader?
me you know
Cola?
Is that the
Farva.
Meow guy?
A leader. Cola.
Meow guy is Rabbit.
I need to
Fa-
rewatch
Farva-
this. It's been a
Farva-
while.
He's the guy that got hit with flour in the shower.
Yeah,
The-
remember,
powdered sugar.
they're the,
Oh,
he, they're what
powdered
he
sugar.
they bully him the entire time. He's the one they bully, and he like
He's-
betrays them.
Don't call me radio.
That's going to be Coco next
Do you
year.
need my assistance? Do you need me to come help?
Coco's going to get
Yeah.
that fucking revenge, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Hey, he won't be able to get revenge on me. He's gonna get revenge on Brian. But
And nothing
speaking
to do
of
with me.
revenge, so
Revenge. This
I
whole
was-
Grand Slam.
I was looking at Grand Slam, like the card. They have obviously the Ring of Honor and everything else, but from the sounds of this card, we're in for a pay-per-view level show tonight. I'm really excited for it. I mean, there's only 5 matches that I have on the card, but I don't see a bad match tonight. So I guess we'll start with the first one. I'm going to go kind of in the order that I got from Bleacher Report because it was the spoiler-free one. So I guess we'll start with the AEW Continental Championship, Okada versus Buddy Matthews. And first of all, Buddy Matthews getting a match in his home country. Okada getting to wrestle in Australia. Hot crowd. Big push for him. So what are you guys thinking for Buddy Matthews and Okada?
Rachel.
It's always me first. So anyway,
you know the order of this.
Yes, I think that it is awesome that every match they have somebody in there that is from that country. I think like that is amazing. I love it. However, for that match, honestly, I have Okada. He's the rainmaker. Like it's time for like them to step forward. Like I think that he's really good. I think that he can beat Buddy Matthews. So I have Okada.
I like it. And Matt wants Buddy Matthews to win bad, but he's also thinking Okada.
Yeah.
I think he's doing the old one of these.
Heart versus head.
See, we always talk about that in all of these, but yeah, actually, Rachel and I are gonna agree to start off tonight. So blow everybody away. But I'm going with Okada too. I'm with Matt down there too from the comments though that I would love to see this, and it's not that he doesn't deserve it or anything else. I just think that this is going to be like Okada's moment to kind of come back old school a little bit and kind of show everybody, hey, yeah, I've been fucking around and doing all this shit, but hey, remember this? I'm the fucking Rainmaker. So I think it's going to be a great showing for both. So, but I am going with Okada. It's Wayne's World.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think? Buddy Matthews winning a title of his home country with Rhea in the crowd cheering him on, or is Okada going to retain and still be the king, bitch?
Okay, so it's a big tangent. You guys ready?
No.
All right. So I'm going to start off with where have the Young Bucks wrestled so far this year?
Well, they're not in Australia.
How do you know?
Because they're posting stuff on their Instagram traveling back from Japan.
To where?
To California.
All right. Well, there goes my high hopes.
Those are the United States, yes.
Yeah.
So, like, my thought process was like they've already been to Japan. They've probably been in the United States and wrestled. So, like, are they going to try to hit a bunch of countries this year? This is their chance to hit Australia. Kind of my goal with that, but I guess it's soured. So I'm still thinking Okada. I'm hoping someone else gets a championship and gets the heat. So I'm thinking Okada takes this big heat and it's a story change for him in a big way, because if you're going to beat him in front of the love of his life, in front of his family, in front of everybody, that's going to be some heat, and I don't want it to happen to someone else. So
I mean, I'll agree with you, but I'm going to disagree. I don't think he's going to take a lot of heat because I think it's one of those expected. Buddy Matthews going to come up short because I think they're building Buddy, and this is going to be one of those losses. So I'm going Okada as well, but I think it's going to be one of those losses that
builds character.
It makes Buddy look good. Like he's going to get a lot of offense, and I think Okada's going to take him lightly, and I think Buddy's going to like prove him. Okada's going to have to go whoa, like you guys said, prove me. Like okay, I can't fuck around. I got to take this guy seriously. He seems like one of those guys that he wants to help elevate people, and I think he can help elevate Buddy. And maybe they meet up down the road in a rematch, and he gets it then, and he gets to go wrestle with it. If the Young Bucks are swerving us, like Matt's thinking, are they though? If the Young Bucks, maybe Young Bucks and Perry do come back to help, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like if the Young Bucks are there, it would be the hoodwink of the century, because I think there would have to be some sort of big game plan. Because why would they just help Okada? I feel like we still don't know why they were shredding papers. They left Brandon Cutler there to die. Jack Perry hasn't been seen since Japan, so I think there's more to the story.
Perry. Yep.
So
scapegoat.
I think Okada's slightly not leaving the Elite, but I think he's trying to go to prove that he doesn't need the Elite, that the Elite needs him. So I agree with all you. I think he's going to use this as the Elite needs Okada. The Elite needs the Rainmaker. So I think it'll be one of those like proving ground matches.
Story telling.
It's going to look good for everybody though, but there's, I think, a bigger picture for Okada in this with the title.
Yeah.
And then before we go on, I do want to say this. I was talking to her about this, and we don't say our predictions to each other. We just go, blind in. But I was telling her, I'm like, these are some tough matches to predict, like both heart and just trying to think who is going to win for future stories and whatever else. And I also told her, I said, you got to remember this. This is on Australia with at least one member in every match from Australia. And Tony likes to have people win where they're going to be. So I'm like, it's tough because you're at least going to have 2 Aussies win.
Yep.
And then there's only 5 matches. So are you going 3 Aussies winning? Because I am.
3 Aussies have to win. Yes.
I'm going with that
Oh,
percentage.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. No.
Because there's 5 matches. So, and I was like, which ones do you pick though?
Because they're all good.
And it's such the opposite. And again, I'm not trying to talk about other clubs, but it's not the opposite. Like, I'm so used to being browbeaten that when they were in their hometown, they were humiliated, they lost, nothing ever good. It's so
Chelsea Green just lost last night in Toronto.
She didn't lose in Toronto. She's not going to Toronto.
Oh, well, whatever it is.
But
she'll win there.
It's refreshing, like you said, to see where when they first announced this in Australia at All In, I was like already thinking, I was like, oh, Jay White, New Zealand, Tony Storm, Kyle Fletcher. You start thinking of all the people who are in New Zealand or Australia who live in that coastal region that are going to get a shot. And then, like you said, he doesn't want everyone. If everyone from Australia loses, that place is going to go crazy. Like, what the hell? Why are we here cheering on our hometown heroes? So I definitely agree. There's got to be some hometown representation winning. And I think maybe that's where this next one comes into play. But we have the Omega Powers, that's what I'm calling them, Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, versus Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. Who's from BC?
So I think that Omega and Ospreay should win it. I think that they could win it. However, I think they are going to put over Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. I think they're going to be one of the main, people that win in the country. However, I see a lot of acrobats. Like, they are going to have some good fight going on. No blood, of course, because they don't do that. But a lot of things going on that they can do. I think it's going to be great. But I do see Omega and Ospreay putting them over because, come on, we're talking about Omega and Ospreay. They could take a lose, but it would help Kyle Fletcher more than anybody,
Definitely keep that pressure going, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good for him. So,
and there's more of them.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So yeah, Chelsea's from BC, but like Toronto's right there.
Oh god, here we go. We're gonna get a history lesson, geography lesson from Matt. So anyway, Jeff.
Send it away.
We're going 2 for 2 to start. Wow. But I think everyone expects Will and Kenny to win because they're Will and Kenny. So
and they should. But
and I'm going it because I feel like Fletcher's going to be one of the Aussies who wins. So I'm picking Takeshita and Fletcher with Don Callis, but I don't know necessarily if it's completely clean, so to speak. I think there could be some shenanigans, as we spoke of.
Yeah.
Oh, I said it. So, but so I'm going to go with them winning as well. So, crazy 2 for 2 with Rachel and I.
All right.
It's going to snow.
3 for 3. 3 for 3. I am definitely saying Fletcher and Takeshita take this. I think that if you look back on the history of all 4 of these men, it is incredible. The work that they've all put in, and there was a little bloodshed. Let's hope there's not. Yeah.
I don't like
Will
the bloodshed.
bruised his whole ass. I mean,
at Revolution when he bruised his ass,
Yeah.
We've seen them go through a lot all together, and I think that this is going to be crazy. I think that we see the extra Don Callis family member.
Agreed.
I think that's going to happen because
looking forward to it. Thank you, William.
All of this is going on. I just feel like there's that chaos factor that's also going to get added in.
So you talk about chaos, like first of all, I always think Professor Chaos, aka Butters, when you say the word chaos. But I have a hard time going against the Omega Powers, but I'm going to just because I think, I agree. This is the first Aussie that is going to win because I can see Kenny getting his rematch against Takeshita sooner rather than later because I put it on today just to kind of show Emily again. The last time Takeshita and Omega faced each other one-on-one was All Out 2023, and Takeshita has pretty much had Kenny's number since Dawn betrayed him.
Mhm.
You know, and then obviously we know the story of Will going in the group and then leaving the group. He's got kind of heat with Takeshita, but obviously Fletcher betrayed him, and now Kyle and Mark Davis is doing the bid, but is he really? So I think there's too much story there that we can't have the good guys triumph yet. We can't have them win yet because they need to still have those matches where they get their wins back and chip away at the Don Callis family. So I think they're going to go that route. So for the whole excuse of they don't tell long-term stories, this is the second year they've been telling the story of the Don Callis family versus Omega and Ospreay, and I think we're in for a ride. And from what William just said, it sounds like this is going to be a hell of a show and a hell of a match. And I think this is going to be match of the night because you have probably four of the best wrestlers in the world in the ring right now. I mean, it's Takeshita was clear runner-up on most everyone's list, including ours. Ospreay and Omega are the best in the world without an argument. And Fletcher's just shown that he's a future star. Like they call him a proto-star for a reason. So I think this is going to be a match. I think this is, and I'm excited to hear how electric this crowd is because foreign crowds are always just so much more energetic. Like look at Backlash, look at all those guys. I'm excited. Plus Aussie soccer fans, football fans are always a loud and creative chants. So I'm looking forward to some creative chants and to see who they kind of get behind. So it'll be interesting. Yes. Because I think the biggest pop of the night is coming in this next match where we have Mercedes Moné versus the Cruise MVP, Harley Cameron, who I think the iron is hot right now. I feel like they got to strike Harley Cameron, the Jill of all trades, someone who went from kind of really unknown on QTV and, low key on the Cruise number 5, but on Cruise 6, everyone loved Harley. Harley was everywhere. And now she got her first win on TV. She got her first win on Ring of Honor against Billy Starks. She's on that winning streak. Oh, I can't wait. And of course,
has the Cruise rep for sure.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think Harley's going to be new champion and win in her home country? Or do you think Mercedes retains?
Okay, so this is my thoughts. Mercedes has 3-4 belts. So her losing one belt is not really going to hurt her. Okay. I think it's going to be a really tough call. I think it's going to be close a lot, but I think that it's Harley's time. Like she's got the Cruise rub. Like Mercedes has been in there a lot. Okay, it's time for her to let that go. And who else better than Harley? Like somebody coming up, like Mariah May did that, with Tony Storm did that with Mariah May. So I think it's Harley's time. I want to see her win so bad because Monet could, give it up. Just give up one of her.
So what are you doing here? Are you going Hart or are you going?
I think she's going.
I'm going to go with Harley. I'm going to go with my heart.
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
Okay. Well, so now we're back to us not picking the same thing anymore. So I'm going opposite because yes, my Cruise, Hart, and all that wants Harley to win. I just don't think it's quite there yet. I know this is where she's at and everything else, but I think she still has a little bit more that she needs to prove to everybody in certain ways. We got our Cruise stuff, so I think we're a little bit ahead of the curve. So I think, another month or two, maybe I could see her being the champion, but I don't know if I could see it right now. I know, like I said, for us,
yes, it's time for Mercedes. Like her head is so big right now.
I think maybe she beats Mercedes in a month or two or something. I don't know, but I'm going to unfortunately have to go with Monet retaining.
It only took 3 matches for Jeff to go back on his normal pace of being on the opposite side.
Somebody's got to be that guy. So.
All right, Em, are you going with your heart? Are you going with your head? Or are you going with hopeful?
A mix of everything. I think that, like I said earlier, somebody's got to take the heat for beating somebody in their hometown, and it's not going to be Mercedes. I think that Harley takes this. I think so. every time I defend Mercedes having these titles, it's because she's doing the appearances. She's showing up to television networks. She's showing up to the news. She's showing
She's
up at
doing her
games.
job.
She's showing up. You're going to tell me Harley Cameron isn't capable of that? I'm going to call bullshit. You're going to tell me that she can't go out there and pull off an interview and reel in some more fans? I'm going to call bullshit. Put Harley out there. Give her some
I don't think
TV
anyone
time.
would question you on that.
Well, I'm saying she's champ material. I'm ready. I want to see everything. Like, I think the amount of humor that would come from this run in so many positive aspects of it. I mean, get her on the morning show singing you good morning and bring out a puppet. Like, what can't
She
she,
should make
do?
the puppet a belt.
Yes. Well, no, because CEO is going to lose
No, she can
hers.
make her own puppet.
They could.
She
They
can make a
could.
Harley Cat puppet. So
It
I
was.
think on this one, I think the guys are sticking together because unfortunately, I'm going CEO to retain.
No. Mm-mm.
You talked
Feel the
about.
wrath. Feel the wrath.
Listen. My heart wants. I like Jeff. My heart wants Harley. I
Cruz,
love
yes.
Harley.
Yes,
I do not think that Harley wins yet. I agree with Jeff. I think this is a setup for her to win eventually. And I know that's not what we want to hear, but I think you said that someone's going to get that heat. I think Mercedes is going to bathe in that heat because she understands the assignment. I think she's going to just play around. She's going to be that chicken shit heel. She's going to slap her around. She's probably going to kick the puppet out of the ring or throw it. She's going to do things to get heat. Or, there's going to be a lot of false finishes. Again, like I said with Okada, maybe she's got to step up seriously. But again, this isn't going to hurt Harley for losing. I think this sets up kind of like what they're doing with Jey Uso or what they've done with, Sami Zayn. It sets up that underdog role where when they have that first match, you're like, maybe they can. And they come really close. So when they have that second match and they do it, it's cements.
Well, it's that proving period too, almost like, right, hey, you're right here now. Can you stay here for several weeks television wise and this and that? And yes, I agree with Emily. Yes, I think she has that potential because her charisma is really starting to come out now and talents and other things. So I think, that's why I said I think in a month or two, I don't think I would say this. You know what I mean?
We have Revolution Dynasty around the corner. So there's a quick turnaround to some of these pay-per-views. So again, right hand to the man, I have not looked anything up for a reason. I won't look it up because I want to be surprised and enjoy this, but that's my heart. I'd love to be wrong. I would love for you to look at me and go, Harley's the champ. You picked Mercedes. I would love to be wrong. I'd love for you to rub that in my face because
Totally.
I would love Harley.
We'll let each other know, okay?
Should I set up the ring camera?
There you go. Nice.
So is me and my recliner shocked and Emily's just going.
Me half awake.
Yes!
I can't wait. Yes.
And then I'm gonna save Mariah and Tony for last because I feel like they should main event.
They said, I heard a podcast from the AEW Unrestricted one or whatever with Aubrey and Will.
Yep.
They were calling that the main event.
Okay, so we're gonna call that the main event as well, which is well deserved for them. So
yes.
Now we're gonna do the Brisbane Brawl with Moxley, Claudio, Copeland, and Switchblade, which I love this trope that Tony Khan, wherever city they're in, it's blah 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 brawl or beatdown, or I love the old wrestling trope where they're like a St. Louis slobber knocker or something. Like there's always some sort of
alliteration. Cheap pop.
Yep. So we know it's just gonna be a fun no DQ match, and Emily has weapons. So
I want to know what weapon you think will be brought out.
Okay, that's what I was going to get to. Is I know Emily won't probably ask you what weapon.
Hold on, Rachel needs a beverage real quick, so take the thing out.
Oh, don't get full. Oh no. All right.
I'll think about mine here first. So I'm trying to think about something that would go with, kind of the Australian theme or something. I mean, I think most of us obviously are going to go stereotypes and be like a boomerang. Some stuff
I'd love to see a boomerang.
So, they could put it like the pizza cutter.
I want to see knifey spoony.
Or choke them with it type thing too. What's that? I'm sorry.
I want to see knifey spoony, like from Crocodile Dundee. Knifey spoony.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
That's why Harley did that in the beginning.
Yes.
I was wondering why RJ City or Will Washington was like popping that hard, and I was like, I have no idea what that is.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
This is annoying.
Oh, I see you played Knifey Spoony before. Crocodile Dundee, classic underrated movie. Paul Hogan, great actor. I think it'd be funny, even if it's a plastic butter knife. Like she comes out with a plastic. What better way to get a pop than to do something like that? To do some of their pop culture, and I think they're good at recognizing that. So, all right, Rachel. So the question for you is: do you think that the Death Riders are going to win, or do you think that Copeland and Switchblade are going to win? And Emily wants to know what weapon or weapons do you think they're going to bring out?
Okay, so first of all, Moxley, whenever he fights, he gets dirty. So I know there's going to be a lot of blood. And to see Adam Copeland with that, I don't like that very much. But I do see Moxley and Claudio like coming on top on that one. Like, I think it's going to be bloody. I think it's going to be a lot of people are going to be out of breath. Like, it's
just beat down.
Yeah, I'm going to go with tacks always because they always have tacks. Barbed wire for sure. And I want to say that it's a bat of some sort. So
Well, yeah, Edge has his.
Yeah.
Spike.
Yeah. What if they have a Brisbane, like a cricket bat, like a Brisbane cricket
Yeah,
bat?
Yes.
see, that can be another thing too.
And I think it's going to be great. I think there's going to be
Cricket bat.
a lot of
Sweet.
people going off the top ropes. Like, it's going to be a good fight. But I do see Moxley and Claudio coming out on top.
I like it. I like it. All right, Jeff. Are you sticking with Rachel agreeing, or are you going to stay Jeff and go with Cope and Switchblade?
Nope, staying Jeff and going the other way. Going with another. I know he's not exactly Aussie because he's New Zealand, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jay. Okay, so but I'm going Cope, Jay White. Yeah, I think the Brisbane Ball just plays in their favor in this. There's a lot of shenanigans go down. It's going to be, like she said, a fight. A lot of good hard-hitting, hardcore spots and things like that. I think we'll definitely see some interesting use of weapons and some different things. But yeah, I'm going to go out with these are going to be another one of the hometown wins because it'll set up stuff for later.
That's right. All right. And then what about what do you think?
Okay, so I know this is like long shots, and I'm so sorry that I'm tinfoil hatting us. I want to see Jay White and Cope pick up the win because Bullet Club Gold gets back together. I know that Juice is still hurt, but they could tape things beforehand. They could make it so he's backstage with a fucking kangaroo with somebody from Death Riders. Because can you just beat up Pac with a kangaroo, Juice? Please. I think that little things like that would be great and would fit.
Are you sure
It's
that
not
wasn't
like
a
that wouldn't
tequila
fit.
hat instead of a tinfoil?
It was something. So
I
I
like
think
tequila.
that something like that would be really cool and fun. And also just getting everybody back in. But someone just said Ring of Honor filmed before this. I suppose that's why the Outrunners were there. Because I was curious if Outrunners would become part of the Brisbane Brawl out back because Death Riders are there. So
Yeah, 'cause
who's
they-
helping
all of them.
Cope and Jay? Who's going to help them? They can't take 5. They could. They shouldn't take 5 on. Who's there?
That's what I'm
Is
saying.
it the Bucks?
You're gonna
Like-
finish with
Ooh,
yourself.
that's
like
a
to
good
see the
one.
guns.
Like the tinfoil.
I'd
We're
like
going to
see
keep
the
going
guns.
Young Bucks.
All
I'd like
right.
to go that guns thing though.
So, are you officially picking
And
Cope
guns
and
up.
Jay, or are you picking Death Riders?
Cope and Jay, guns up.
So, Rachel, I guess you're a lone wolf on this one. Because Copeland already challenged for Revolution and made that match official, but I still think the seeds are planted for Jay White to take his revenge maybe at Revolution because he did not seem happy. He's like, well, now that you got your match situated at Revolution,
right?
and there was AW is really good with these little mini details. There was a shot where Copeland is looking at Moxley and Switchblade's got the gun and it's right next to Copeland's head. So it's like they do those shots on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, play those angles.
Harley Cameron flashes mug. Oh, like Chelsea Green when she
That's
helped
a
Matt
good
Cardona
one.
GCW.
That's immediately who I was like Sable and Chelsea.
Yep.
Oh, Sarah, you're not Lone Wolf. Sarah is with you, Rachel. So you're not Lone Wolf.
It's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be bad because
So you wanted to see a
got
kangaroo.
Moxley
I
and
just wanted to
Copeland.
see the. I know MJF's not on the card. I just wanted to see the kangaroo kick.
I'm hoping for a kangaroo kick from Harley.
Someone's got to do the kangaroo kick,
that.
and I think,
Yeah.
Like,
but I think for this match, I think we're going to see a cricket bat. I think we'll see a boomerang. You know, the chains. I think we're going to see a flaming table too. I think we're going to see a flaming. Adam Copeland loves fire. I don't know. Like he likes to set things on fire. I think Jay White's crazy enough to do it. Moxley's crazy enough to do it. And Cesaro, he's crazy enough to do it. So I think we're going to see chaos. Like Rachel said, it's going to be a beatdown.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight for sure.
I do like the fire.
my fun theory is that they had to fly Spike on Tony Khan's private jet. Because how do you bring that to the airport?
I mean, I'm pretty sure, you probably have to send it as like a movie prop. I'm sure they have to ship it out somewhere.
Yeah.
Or they probably built one over there already. Like someone over there is building it. Because that
Charlie.
Hey, that man has made some crazy props. But speaking of crazy, it's the main event that I know I'm waiting for. It's been probably one of my favorite storylines in wrestling that we have. Timeless Toni Storm going for her 4th championship against Mariah May. So does Mariah May retain, or does Toni Storm get a record-breaking 4th women's champion, become only the 2nd champion in AEW history to have 4 title reigns behind Moxley?
Rachel.
Okay. I absolutely love Timeless Toni Storm. She has went from being in the group with Ruby, the whole not disasters, what's Outrunners? Outcast. Thank you.
You know the Outrunners.
Outcast. To a whole new thing.
Yes,
I mean, she's a whole new person now. And I think the cruise rub is going to help her a lot. And I do think that she is worthy of the 4th. I think it's going to be her that's going to win. I think Mariah May is going to end up giving it up. Yeah, I think Tony's going to come on top.
And Alex, you'll appreciate it. Apparently, I paid Spectrum this week because it's working great so far, knock on wood. But yes, I think
Stay careful with that one.
So, all right, Jeff, is Mariah going to get, continue to hold Tony back, or is Tony going to get that? And new, shall we say? So, and new or and still?
This was a tough one because like I said, right now I got my 2 Aussie winners and my 2 non-winners. So I'm gonna, because I'm sitting here, I got that thing. Is it too soon for this reign to be over and this and that? But then I'm also sitting here thinking, well, Tony switched the title in Mariah May's home area.
Ooh.
So does now Tony get her home area win? Because that was kind of a weird, thing. So are they really going to let Mariah have a dub in her home and then in Tony's home? Like that seems kind of.
You got to win in your home country.
Well, if you already gave one up to somebody else, so
that's why you should come back.
I'm going to go ahead and go and new and 4 time.
4 times.
So agreeing with Rachel, actually.
All right.
Even though this was extremely tough decision, like I said, I really had to think of try to think of storylines and some other things because it was like, wow, this would be really abrupt change, kind of.
I agree. I think I knew where Emily's going with this one because she was doing little hand mannerisms to start. So Emily, is it chin up, tits out, watch for the shoe, or is it chin down, tits down, holy boo?
Yeah.
This is going to be intense.
So isn't camping.
This is going to be, I think, edge of your seat, standing up style match. Or I guess they already did. I think we're going to see a shoe. We're going to see Luther. We're going to see a lot happening. And I think, how poetic would it be for Mariah to be Timeless and for Tony to be Mariah? Confusing as fuck, but
I think there's going to be something with it, yes, with the costume type aspect.
Yeah, I think that they give each other the nod with that. I think Oh, it's just been so good. And I don't want it to end. I want this to continue. So part of me wants Mariah to take it because I think Tony's not had that great of a time coming through. She had to revamp. She had to go back, re-strategize. She knows what she did wrong.
That's because she got betrayed and she got cheated at and she lost. So she went and reflected. So that could also help her.
Yes, that's why I'm so freaking
torn. Yeah, I told you this was a tough one.
So,
well, what about tinfoil? What if somebody?
So shoot to your head. I don't want to say the other one. Shoot to your head. Are you going Tony or Mariah? Go with your gut or go with your heart?
Tony.
All right.
I want Mariah though, but Tony.
I agree with Alex. That's actually what was going to be my thoughts. I think they're going to do each other's finishes. I think Mariah's going to try to finish it with a Storm Zero.
Tony Storm doing a Mayday is kind of like funny to me. I'm sorry.
I think it's going to be one of those matches where Mariah is going to have the upper hand for a lot of the match, but I think it's going to showcase because they're really showcasing a lot of Tony's mannerisms more again. About how like her breaking, I mean, her teasing, whether on the cruise or on that interview she just did in the movie theater with RJ, how she's teasing how she can go in and out of character, how she's not quite right. She went to Mexico and lost, and she went to Japan and she lost, and she just hasn't felt right. But she keeps saying it's the role of a lifetime, so she's not done. She just told you she played the role of a lifetime, but doesn't mean she's done. And when you play the role of a lifetime, what do you usually win? You win an award. And what's Tony's award? It's the belt. So Tony is getting her 4th belt tonight. She's winning her award, and we're going to do a coronation ceremony again. And I think that sets up the next feud because Mariah's going to go after Mercedes soon because she's been throwing that out there. So I think there's still something to this because Tony sells unfinished business with Saraya. So I think we're getting former Outcast mixed up there between Ruby and Saraya.
I want to put out there Tony's first championship run was Rocker. Second was Outcast. Third was Timeless. Fourth could be a whole new persona.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The Rocker thing didn't last.
Right.
But she was champion for that reign.
Yeah, she's been a champion in all her personas. So, I mean, I don't think she's going to fully change. I think she's just going to evolve, kind of like how Jericho evolved his personas. Because I think Timeless works so much you can't do a full-on unless, like I said, she kind of bleeds back into her Outcast, like because that's I think her next logical step because how she kind of went backwards through her career. I think she's doing that 3 Faces of Eve, and if you watch the movie 3 Faces of Eve, she goes through her 3 main characters. The actress in the movie is also an actress, and she goes through her 3 characters, and she kind of breaks between them, and people don't really know what's real. She tells people she knows what she's doing and she's in control. And I think it's a little element of that. And with RJ City and Ben Mankiewicz, who works with Turner Classic, all being involved in the story, there could be a huge twist we don't see. Revolution is technically in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Tony wins because Revolution's in LA. It's where the Lakers play. I refuse to call it the crypto arena. It's always it's gross, but it's in the Forum. It's
right. Yeah.
It's in Hollywood basically. That's perfect. Imagine her having an award ceremony at that match there or some sort of Hollywood-esque moment. It's perfect. And you know what? She has her Oscar. Luther's going to carry her belt around. Sexy Luther's back, baby. Timeless.
Yes, back. I love Luther.
Get him, Luther.
I'm so happy. I love Mariah's run. I don't think Mariah had a bad run. And everyone always criticizes the heels run because if you think about it, the chase is always more exciting than when you get it. And the heel, you always want to see them on the throne. So people, you're not supposed to enjoy
bigger payoff. Well, yeah, it's a bigger payoff for the face, for the baby. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, I want to throw out, too, I've been cheap popping my NWA here cup because I did go on record as saying about Natalia Markova and stuff like that.
You did. You called her winning the belt, and she did.
So I wanted to kind of just throw that out there that it's awesome to see
Hollywood
some talent.
Judy Storm. So, I like that.
Brother, 10 up, tits out, brother. I'm just kidding.
I will have to say, though, a tinfoil moment right now.
Ooh, Rachel got tinfoil.
I do. I have a tinfoil. So what if during the fight, somebody new comes out? Like Ruby hasn't been out yet. What did Britt Baker do? Has she signed with WWE or is she still with AEW?
No,
she's still with AEW. People are
she was just at
stupid.
She was just at the Cobra Kai. They had the final premiere, so she was
there.
So.
Yeah, but she was on the show. Remember, you liked that show.
Yes. So maybe she comes back out too. Like I think maybe somebody new comes out in this fight between them two.
I mean,
For some
right,
reason, I do.
right now,
Some
seeing their women's
interference.
division, I think this is the most stacked their women's division has been since the
Yeah.
inception of AEW. I like that their tag team division's getting better, their women's division's getting better. Excuse me. And I think that's what makes this hard is we don't know as good as, I mean, Mariah could win this and then it just goes on her feuding, her winning it in Revolution. Or Tony could get that hometown pop and have that amazing reaction. So I think it can go either way, but I'm excited for it. I mean, we're about an hour away after the NBA All-Star game. I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I
about
need
an
to
hour
put
is-
this out there now before I lose this. Wendy, Alex, I will lose my shit. I didn't even pop for Wendy yet tonight. No, I will lose my shit if I see Wendy.
Oh,
Um,
no.
She called her out on the boat too.
Ruby,
She
I'm
did.
telling you, Matt, I want to see Ruby return, and she had the baby.
Destination unknown.
We forgot to mention that there is an Australian wrestler who was fired over 90 days ago now. So we potentially could be seeing what
Nixon Hartwell is what her name is now.
Indy Hartwell, yeah.
Nixon.
Nixon
Wouldn't that
Hartwell.
be amazing?
So
I did
what
hear
if, how
name
funny would
thrown
this
out.
be? Because
Influence.
she did a lot with Chelsea, so she knows character work. What if we see her come out and be like, I'm such a fan of you.
No,
and they're like,
no.
we're not doing this again. What if Tony's like, I'm not doing this again?
I don't
Hollywood
think
Tony.
I don't think she's that much of a character. I don't think she would do that.
I don't know. Her and Chelsea did pretty good together.
Excuse me.
I mean, I just if I see her in serve with someone, I see her in serve with Harley. I think she fits more Harley's type of personality
She could
than
be kind of
No,
the
just as a
bruiser.
one little bit of a thing, like
Well,
a backstage. Oh my god, like fangirl moment, like Mariah did when she first got there.
true.
It'd be
I
Alright.
so
think Hartwell would do better as kind of that enforcer role at first, get her kind of
Her
going.
and Megan.
So yeah, I was to say that was actually where I was thinking in this type of match could be Megan coming out and doing some little like,
I was gonna say she's been attacking everyone. She attacked
That's
Statlander.
a-
She attacked Thunder.
even if she just come out and like kind of watched, from the entrance, type deal. To, hey, my presence is here. I'm letting you know I'm watching you too. Like whoever wins this, or maybe something
Had
like
someone
that.
do that awkward backstage where no one watches TV like this, but they're all watching TV like this.
Yes.
Because I
Drives me
definitely
nuts
see
every
Megan
time.
Bayne and Statlander are definitely going to have something coming up. That one's definitely going to be a good match coming up here soon.
Statlander is coming back out again.
Revolution again.
All right.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it. So I guess final thoughts. What's out of all the matches? What's the one match you're looking forward to the most?
Ooh, the one I'm
One?
looking forward to the most.
One.
Is it me first?
Yeah, go
Whoever
ahead,
wants to
Rachel.
go. Yeah.
Okay, well, I got two. I'm super sorry. I got Mariah May and Timeless Tony. I think that's going to be a major one. And then I have Omega and Osprey fight. And I know they're going to lose. However, I still
Why not?
think that fight is going to be like amazing. Like you're going to be on your seat, like, oh my God, almost there. So yeah, I'm excited for those two.
So I'm going Mariah May versus Tony Storm is one of mine, and then I'm actually gonna bust out Okada versus Buddy Matthews
I like
because
it.
I am really curious to see how this gets presented because
The Rain.
I've seen Okada wrestle and I've seen Buddy wrestle when he was with WWE and stuff like that. Like, so I know what he can do. So, and then
know
the
Alex.
Harley one I do want to see, but I had to pick
Harley's winning.
one or two. So
All right, Emily, you can't pick all five.
I want to.
I won't. Well, yeah, I wanted
It's
to pick
hard.
two,
It's
but
hard.
like,
I'll give you
It's
two since they got
it's
two.
hard.
All right, I get two.
top
Can I have
two,
three?
Yep.
No.
Nope.
No,
Being
you got
greedy.
two.
I couldn't go three either. Like I said, only two.
The girls. I'm so excited for these women's
Nice.
matches. This women's division right now is on fire. I think women's wrestling in general, across the board, is doing phenomenal
Mhm.
things.
I agree.
I
Hot right
can't
now.
everything about this. If Wendy comes out, Alex, I will probably wake up my neighbor screaming, laughing.
Yeah.
I will be so excited if
I'll just tell
Wendy
him to turn his
comes
hearing
out.
aids down.
Oh my god, he doesn't have hearing
I
aids.
know.
He's not that old.
That's how my grandmother used to bitch a lot. That's what he would do. I would watch him turn his hearing aid down. Once you start nagging him, he would just slowly turn it down.
There's an idea, Glenn.
Hey, right? I mean, obviously Mariah May, Tony, but I think the Golden Brothers, Kenny Omega and Ospreay versus Takeshita and Fletcher. I know all four of them are fantastic workers, so I think it's just gonna be one of those I'm glued to my seat. But yeah, those are the two I'm looking forward to the most. But there's not a bad match on the card. Even Ring of Honor, like the Outrunners and Bandito, which we already got to see the vote, versus the Learning Tree. That's just gonna be fun. And I think it's awesome that that they're branching out and going international. That wrestling is going international again. WWE, AEW, TNA goes to London, GCW going to London. It's fun watching them go to see these different crowds, see these different environments, and then you might see some workers. Maybe there's some dark matches that they tape that we don't see till after with some local indie talent. Because I mean, look at Zarya now. She's from Australia originally. She came to NXT, but she used to be Delta. So who knows who's out there that maybe gets a chance to shine and audition. Like, I think that's great too. We're going to see a lot of that because there's going to be security guard that gets thrown out. So check the security guards out. Who's the next world champion in the security guard group?
That's fair.
Well, you better not hurt Aubrey.
No, she'll be fine. They ain't gonna hurt her.
I hope they don't.
Yeah,
she doesn't take much for bumps or nothing.
And who's going to do the worst Australian accent? Who's going to try to do? I think someone's going to try to do an awful
CEO.
Yeah.
She's getting made fun of so much. If she doesn't do a little bit of payback, I'll be shook.
Absolutely, putting the world champion. Just unlike the NFL, where it's just all US teams. They call it a world championship.
Right.
Oh, that's too funny.
That makes sense. I can't.
Well, we have about an hour to go until the show, so we're going to wrap up here, everyone, so you guys can get ready. Well, you know what's an hour? The vlog that we just dropped on our YouTube channel is about an hour. So if you want to kill some time between now and Grand Slam, you can check out the vlog now on YouTube, starring there's 4 wonderful people in front of you right now, as well as some other great ragers, because we love the cruise. So thanks again to The Undone. We are theundone.com for providing all the music and obviously being friends of the show and friends of sport. Check out Brian's episode, which should drop tomorrow as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all we have to say. So I guess, Emily, do you want to sign us out? Anything fun to say?
I'm just so ready to watch this pay-per-view. Maybe I need another nap. I don't know.
I was waiting for a chin up, tits out, and feel the wrath.
Okay, you did it for me.
I was going to say that was pretty good right there. So.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
I don't own heels. I apologize. I can't whip them out.
Whoa! On that
the
note,
heels.
Excuse me,
I
while
definitely
I
own those.
With this,
That's another show.
It is. All right, everyone. Enjoy the show tonight. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good night.